Texture. The best producers in the world use this to make themselves stand out, with the likes of Kanye West, Tyler the Creator, and Teddy Walton. Let's break these type of textures down using examples to show you how to transform your beats. But first, what is texture? Texture is how different sounds layer together to make the overall feel of a track. Let's split texture into two different sections. Sparse texture, more minimal, giving you an emotional type of feel. Dense texture, which either can be used to be more intense or to give the beat more depth. For sparse texture, let's take a look at Teddy Walton's production on Kendrick's Love.
We made something original from a lot of different content that he had.
Teddy and many other producers are big on using textural sounds. Texture layers can be all sorts of things. Environmental, can be anything like bird noises and vinyl crackle. Experimental, which you can hear a lot on Kanye's Yeezus.
I'm getting at my Catholics, here comes the conservative Baptist, claiming I'm overreacting.
Atmospheric, which can really convey the emotion of a song, like in Marvin's Room. That track has faint talking with ambient reverb. Compared to the harsh radio talking of DJ Drama, really fits them heavy synths like on Tyler's Corsa.
AKA Buddy Holly, AKA the creator. Call me if you get lost, suckers.
If you merge them together, they could create a cool contrast like on Drake's Pound Cake.
Everything around me.
First, to replicate this, we want to get a vocal sample. So I brought this vocal sample into La La Liars and used the de-echo, which removes all the reverb and echo that's already on the sample. So I'll leave a link for La 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 below. Definitely check it out. Really useful when you find drums, electric guitars, pianos. You can remove that reverb. So when we use the de-echo, it sounds like this. Then this allows us to drown it in our own reverb and delay. Then we found this vinyl scratching vocal. Texture can be added in other ways too, like in Kendrick's Love track. Teddy Walton uses bird noises with them heavy reverb drums, which creates that atmospheric feel.
Have people feel my beat instead of just listening to it. Like I like to sneak things in there that's like, yo, ocean, like is that rain? Or...
First, when I add some keys. Then those bird sounds. Then using experimental sounds like street sounds, which I reversed and actually sped up. Then I added these talkbox vocals. My favorite plugin is Isotope's Vinyl Synth. For the second vocal, I wanted the texture to feel different. Different reverbs give a different presence for the sound. My favorite is this UAD plugin, which allows you to move the microphones to have a distance. Let's listen to when I drag them close. Now let's listen to it when I drag it far. Then for drums, adding saturation and reverb really brings them to life. Now let's listen to the feel it creates when we add it. Moving on to dense textures. This can either be created by using tons of layers, distortion, or even using unique sounds. For the start of this sample, came up with these keys. But we can make these much more unique. If we just record the C note of this sound into your iPhone, it gives us the surrounding texture and the texture of actually pressing the note. Then if we find some street sound and export the note with the street sound, when we play some chords, it will give it extra texture like this. But there's also other ways that these producers, like Melee does.
When I'm making these pad sounds, it typically doesn't really matter what kind of guitar that I'm using.
If we take our own recorded guitar and run it through effects like Portal, amps, and distortion, we can turn it into some sort of gritty pad. But But to give it more dense texture, layering is important to create that depth, and I achieve this by layering a bell and string sound. To give that extra depth texture, I recorded my voice 4 times with the same melody. Your voice is the most unique texture that you can use because nobody has the same and nobody's actually perfect. Listen to Daniel Caesar's Insane Chromos. But there is a way to keep this unique without killing it with auto-tune. So with auto-tune, this is what it actually does. It puts everything in the center of the note, and you can see these lines, they're actually your vibrato. And with auto-tune, it just basically flattens them out so it sounds robotic like this. But if we keep it like this with that vibrato character, listen to how much depth it gives to the sample. You can also give this sample some sort of detuning texture by transposing it to like 40 cent. But layering can be done in some more intense ways, like Kanye's Black Skinheads. First starting with those intense build-up drums. Then recording your own breathing sound. Then find a sample and bring it to La La La, extracting the drums from the vocals and using that de-echo again to remove the reverb, then making some certain chops. Then lastly adding a dirty bass and some heavy synth sounds. Notice how different the contrast of textures really can be.